Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got a special bottle on the channel. I don't think I've ever had any whiskey this old. What I do not like about it is they call it a corn whiskey. I don't understand. It is 80% corn, 8% rye, and then 12% malted barley. But when you look up the mash bill of Heaven Hill 7, it actually says 78% corn, 12% malted barley, and 10% rye. I really don't understand why they just don't call it a bourbon. It puzzles me. So I don't know if it's marketing thing or what, but this is Heaven Hill 20-year-old. It was provided by Tom. I got to give a shout out to Tom. He gave me a 1 ounce sample when he gave me the sample of the Maker's Mark Cellar Age. He is a very generous dude. Like I said, good people, man. We met, we kicked it, we chopped it up for a little while. Kind of did a little bit of hunting together. I did find that Jim Beam double black, double aged 8-year, which was something new that he looked up and said that they stopped making that bottle in 2015. So I'm excited to see what this 20-year-old Heaven Hill limited edition 2023 tastes like. Let's get into the nose. And I had to pull out a special glass for this one because I know I haven't had this glass in a while, but I just felt like this was kind of an upgrade. Typical Heaven Hill oakiness. Typical Heaven Hill oakiness. I don't know what it is about Heaven Hill. Fresh crack, not a fresh crack. Pour it in a glass. The first thing that hits me is oak. I don't know if it's their barrels, what they use, the cooperage, what. It's always a dusty oak too. Nothing special in the nose. I mean, look, 20-year-old limited release. I hope it tastes good because my expectations are high for this glass. Let's get into the palate. It's very sweet, buttery, syrupy sweet, almost honey sweet. It's not dark. I mean, you can see by the color in the camera. It's not dark. For it to be 20 years old, man, that is, it's oaky. It's really oaky. Really, really oaky. It's very drying in the mouth. It just started to clear up a little bit because when I first sipped it, it was very drying, but it's very sweet up front. Very buttery, very honey. Let's go back into the nose to see if I can pick anything else up. Still that Heaven Hill dusty oak note. And I'm deep in the glass. Yeah, the deeper I get in the glass, the more I smell ethanol. And that's pretty much it. We'll go back into the palate one more time. Yeah, medium mouthfeel. It's got a buttery, like a sugary, buttery honey on the palate. It almost has, which I don't like, it almost has a black licorice on the mid. You guys know I'm gonna give it to you as truthfully as possible. I am not gonna sit up here and give this thing praise when it does not deserve it. Is it good? Yes. Would I spend the amount of money? We'll get into that in the breakdown. So, is it worth the chase? I'm gonna have to say no. I see this thing online when I Googled it for $1,000, $1,400. It's old whiskey. People are losing their minds over limited release old whiskey. And you get it home and it's either an ornament or you crack it and you love it or you hate it. I don't hate this. I like it. Would I pay the amount of money that I see online? No. I wouldn't even pay secondary prices. I do not think that this is something that is top-notch great. Shout out to the people at Heaven Hill. You are one of my favorite distillers, but this right here, it just ain't doing it for me. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's not bad, but it is not. Maybe my expectations were too high. 20-year-old corn whiskey. Somebody in the comments let me know what the difference is because I thought in order to be called bourbon, it had to be at least 51% corn, being the primary grain. Like I just told you, I've read to you and showed you what the mash bill of Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond is, and they're damn near close, except for the secondary grain is rye, where the primary secondary grain in the 20-year is malted barley. So I don't get it. Anyway, let me get off my rant. Is it worth the chase? No. Is it worth over retail? No. Would I give it to a new bourbon drinker? I think it comes in at 115 proof even. Yep, 115. No, not going to give that to a new bourbon drinker. Does not drink hot. Very sweet, but it's very, very, very oaky and drying on the palate. Will it always be on a bar? I appreciate you, Tom, for giving me a 1 ounce sample of this thing right here. If I had the chance to purchase one at retail, and I don't know what they retail for, forgive me for not doing my homework. But okay, honestly, let me give you an evaluation of what I would spend on this bottle. Not knowing retail, $50. It's a 20-year-old whiskey, and I don't see it being worth any more than $50. That's just my honest opinion. You guys know I am a Heaven Hill fan. I love Elijah Craig, love Larceny, not the regular Larceny, love Larceny Barrel Proofs, Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs, Parker's Heritage, Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. Pretty much all of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof picks. Not so much the Elijah Craig Toasted, but this one right here, is it good? I'm going to go back to that. Is it good? Yes. Is it great? No. Maybe my expectations were too high. This is not blowing me away. Honestly, if I sat down with this thing blind and someone said that's a $50 bottle, I would say that that is a fair price. And with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you're headed to a drop. Till next time.